The New York Mets fan community has a few celebrities, some may say, one of which is our very own Tommy Lugauer. He's now the most hated man in the Met community because he'll tweet out irrational, positive stuff after horrible losses.
Keep doing you, Tommy. Keep doing you, bro.
And then you got Frank the Tank, who's also sometimes loved, sometimes hated. I think it's based on the way they're playing, who obviously is very negative about certain things.
Ryan Housley sucks.
So for the last few weeks and months, Frank has always been the first person to respond to Tommy's positive spin. And Frank, it feels, has gotten angrier and angrier as the days have gone by. And to me, last night, it came to a head. It came to a head when he challenged Tommy to a debate, which we have accepted and will occur in just a few minutes. But it also came to a head on Frank's live stream, where in the middle of just destroying the New York Mets, he decided to bring up Tommy Lugauer.
And you got this motherfucker, Tommy Lugauer. He's a motherfucker who just loves losing. He is a piece of He doesn't know what the he's talking about. He had to go to a rave. He doesn't even give a positive vibes. There's no such thing as positive vibes.
So to me,
enough F-bombs here?
So to me, the two things of him going to town on Tommy on the live stream, him challenging him to a debate, the time is now. This is WrestleMania 6. It has to happen. So joining us right now, he is a legend in the New York Met community. Unfortunately, he roots for the Dolphins too freaking bad. And that, of course, is the great Frank the Tank. Frank, we appreciate it. How you been, man?
I've been all right. It's a miserable. This has been one of the most miserable Met seasons I remember. The Dolphins are a dumpster fire embarrassment.
It's not a good sports moment for you, Frank. But it's not over.
The Devils. I think the Devils are still on vacation. Tom Fitzgerald. He doesn't even look like he. I think he went on a tour of Antarctica.
Well, we always appreciate talking to you. So I think the fairest way to do this, first of all, we can't curse. We appreciate your cursing, but here at the Fan, we cannot. You challenged him to a debate, so I want to give you 1 full minute to just get it out. How you feel about Tommy, the Mets, all your feelings.
Say hello first, Tommy.
Frank, how you doing?
All right.
You feeling positive there or no?
No, no positivity. Right. I'm actually wearing right now a Jacob deGrom jersey, anticipating fully a no-hitter tonight.
Well, you get a minute to get it off your chest, and then Tommy will get a minute to respond. And then after that, you guys can go back and forth. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Frank the Tank. Frank, the floor is yours, sir.
What this Met team is the worst team I remember. I've seen horrible Met teams with no talent have much more heart than this load of bums. This team has as much fight as that father last week who quickly handed the ball over to Karen. If anyone comes up to the Mets and says, we want to win, the Mets just hand it here, kid. Go away. They have no grit. They haven't had a win when they've trailed in the 9th inning. You know what team did that last year? The White Sox. They lost 121 games. I mean, even the worst teams have comeback wins. This team has no comeback wins. Their bullpen's been a disaster. They blow games every day. They blew a 4-0 lead yesterday. Yesterday, their first team in the modern era of baseball to score 4 runs in the first inning and not get a base runner the rest of the game. In fact, I think every game ending felt like 7-pitch inning, 7-pitch inning, 7-pitch inning. This team has no heart, no grit, no soul. It's like they got rid of Jose Iglesias. He was the leader last year. He was the reason. This team has no heart, nothing. It's dead. It's dead, and it's going to be even worse. It's going to go worse from now on.
Does it bother you when Tommy says positive things after you watch a game like that?
Yes. This positivity comes from fight. And this team never shows fight. It never shows heart. There's no heart on this team. This team has no pulse. Nothing. It rolls over and dies. They just roll over. When's the last time they won a game where it was tied in the 7th inning? Where's the last time they won? If they fall down by 2 runs, it's over. They haven't had a comeback. They had, that said whenever there's a rain delay, they show this thing called Amazing Finishes.
Yeah.
Amazing Finishes 2025 is going to be about 5 minutes long.
That's a fair
There's
point.
no Amazing Finishes this year.
It is a fair point. Now, you heard a lot of truth and a lot of negativity from Frank. Tommy, would you like a rebuttal there?
I would. So one thing that's indisputable about this Mets, the 2025 Mets season, is every single time everybody, yourself included, Frank, and you lead the charge of the negativity, every single time you guys have thought this season was going to be over, the Mets have not let go of the rope. Every single time it looks like they're going to give up the wild card spot, they haven't. They have responded. They are one of the best teams in baseball at home. They're about to play 9 at home, starting tonight against Jacob deGrom. Then they get the Padres, who are a loser franchise. Then they get the Washington Nationals, who are not a good team. They have been streaky offensively all season long, so you can't sit here, Frank, and tell me that they're not going to hit this series. They're not going to hit on this homestand because they've been streaky. They have not hit recently, but I believe they will hit in this homestand. When you look at the 3 pitchers they're throwing out there, McClain, Sproat, Tong, this is our present and our future. This is a team that the manager came out and said he put it all on his shoulders, and I think that they will respond this weekend. They are not going to allow Jacob deGrom to walk in there, have this big hoopla, all the dog and pony show, and stick it to the Mets. It's not going to happen. And I believe in this team from last year. We act like it was 10 years ago. They still have Lindor. They still have Pete. They have Soto, who's had a great season and has done well and had big moments in the World Series. Mark Vientos has stepped his game up, and he plays better in the big spot. They have guys that have risen to the occasion. And you brought up the stat, Frank. They have not won a game when trailing going into the 9th inning. That will change. It will change this month, and it will change in October, and that will be the story of this team. When they make a run in October, they will be the comeback kids. And all these losses in the 9th inning when they were trailing will feel like yesteryear when they're winning those games in the 9th inning.
Any response to that, Frank?
This is not the same team as last year. You got rid of OMG Jose Iglesias, replaced it with the Pink Pony Club.
Well, that's a great. First of all, Frank, that's a great song. I'm going to keep on dancing to the Pink Pony Club. It's a huge hit. I was just in Nashville a couple weeks ago. They played it 100 times. It might be a huge hit, but okay.
It just shows you everything that's wrong with modern music. Nobody actually plays musical instruments anymore.
Frank, I love Jose Iglesias. He's hitting about 220 for the Padres.
So, but he was a spiritual and emotional leader. He had this
Francisco
spark,
Lindor's not a leader?
Energy.
Francisco Lindor's not a leader?
Harrison Bader. I mean, they could have got him back. Instead, they get Cedric Mullins, who stands at the plate like this. I mean, he's got the worst.
Frank, no one was opining for Harrison Bader.
The body language of this team looks like they have quit. It looks like they're focused on going to Cabo next month. That's what this team looks like to me.
Frank.
This team has no comebacks, and Jacob deGrom is going to shove it down their throats tonight. You watch it, and everyone knows it's going to be ugly. The Rangers are going to get a couple of runs, and the final score is going to be like 4-0. They're going to blow the game open. They're going to bring in Ryan Helsley, and he's going to get lit up. In fact, I think there's a better chance of a no-hitter tonight than the Mets winning.
Do you honestly think...
I honestly think Jacob deGrom is going to go out there and just shut the Mets down. And here's another thing.
Yeah.
We look at these teams that have won some games against the Mets.
Let's try to
ready at bats.
Frank, let's try to bring you some positivity. What's it going to take for you to believe again? I'm not going to say it's going to happen.
You know what they do?
What's it going to take?
There's no fight in this team. When's the last time the Mets got a little rally where
Frank,
they didn't have to beat the ball hard?
Frank.
These other teams come in and they get these little doink hits. The Mets, everyone has to come up there and try to hit the ball out because that's the Eric Chavez philosophy. There's nobody fouling off pitches. They get 0-2 and it's over. And if it's a 7th inning and they're down 1 run, it's over.
Frank,
when's the last time the Mets even had even close to a rally?
I mean, you're right about that. What I'm curious about, and I wrote this down, is you said about Tommy Lugauer, he doesn't want to win and he'd rather go clubbing than watch the Mets. Do you stand by that? Do you think he'd rather see the Mets lose?
I don't think you'd rather see the Mets lose, but you have to watch this team day in, day out and see that this team has no heart. They mail it in. They mailed in Tuesday night's game. They mailed in Wednesday night's game.
Frank.
And if they fall behind, it's over.
But Frank, Frank.
This team falls behind. They don't even fight. There's no fight in this team.
Frank, if the season ended today, answer me this question. If the season ended today,
there we go.
September 12th, would the Mets be in the postseason?
Yeah, but the season doesn't end today.
So they lost a couple games. No biggie. This is what I want you to do. Frank,
six
Frank,
straight.
After every loss, you're going to do me a favor here. We're going to work. I know this is like Batman and the Joker, and we're both going to exist in the Metaverse. When the Mets lose games, just say, no biggie. No biggie.
No, it is a biggie. It's a problem. They have not had any urgency. They have not had any urgency.
What is your negativity to turn the team around?
You said they haven't let it go to rope.
Yeah, but your negativity doesn't.
The rope is out of their hands now.
Oh, no, it's not out of their hands now. They have not let go of the rope, Frank.
They're playing the Athletics this weekend.
So what?
The rope is out of, and they don't have the tiebreaker. You know why they don't have the tiebreaker?
They have the tiebreaker over the Giants.
It's the first game out of the All-Star break. They punted that game away, putting this bum. Alex Carrillo on the mound.
All right, no biggie. You move on.
They punted too many games away. And when you start punting games away,
Frank,
this is all Mendoza's fault.
They're in the postseason right now. They're in the He got to the NLCS last year in his first season.
I don't care.
Well, why don't you care, Frank?
He's done a terrible job this year.
I don't want to raise my voice.
This has been one of the worst managerial jobs I've ever seen in one season. And the fact that this team doesn't have any heart, any urgency, it goes back to him. He hasn't got this team fired up. Hey, how about getting in somebody's face and telling someone to take accountability? Instead, we get Cedric Mullins going, and Luis Acuna, he made that great play last week. This would be an 8-game losing streak if that didn't happen. But he cannot hit. He is an automatic out.
Frank, and I heard you last night on your live stream. You said this team deserves to get booed. What exactly has booing ever done to turn a negativity into a positivity? What is all your screaming? What is all your ranting? What is all your raving? What is your
positivity done?
Frank, hold on a second. No, that's not true. Frank, last year when I started being
last year's a whole different team.
They got to the NLCS, Frank, and right now they're sitting there in the playoffs. Frank, what did your negativity do for years with the Mets? Explain that to me.
You had comebacks. That team came back many times last year.
Your negativity.
This team has not had one comeback, not one.
The last
amazing finishes.
Okay, so they're due. They're due. Frank, are they not due? They're
that's
due.
That's the conclusion of amazing finishes 2025.
Okay.
They're due. What are you going to do about the rain delays next year? They had no amazing finishes this year.
Frank, they're due for an amazing finish. And
no.
Frank.
It's September. It's over. They're dead. They are dead.
The last thing this fan base needs, and Evan could attest to this, because he's around so much, is negativity, Frank. We've had enough negativity for decades. It's time to turn that around.
They've already been swept by Padres. They've already lost 2 series to the Nationals. Yeah, and the Rangers come in red hot, like a bottle of fire.
So they're due to lose. The Rangers they're due to lose, Frank.
2-7.
No biggie. It's a no biggie. That's what you need to do from now on.
Frank, out of curiosity, will you be in the building at all this weekend? When's your next Citi Field game?
Saturday. I'm going to Saturday's game.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and hopefully the Mets will make the playoffs and we can all give each other a big hug before that wild card game, all right?
Yeah, well, watch next year, too.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. I got to tell you, Frank's point about the rain delays, he kept going back to it.
It's a good point.
What are they going to do in the rain delays?
It's a great point.
Was excellent. It actually made it relatable.
It did.
It actually made me look past the positivity of Tommy and the negativity of Frank the Tank and say, wow, he's got a hell of a point. That's almost genius.
So the baseball argument is what it is. The human argument, I got to commend Tommy because Frank is such a nice guy. He truly is. Mm-hmm. You could tell he didn't want to attack Tommy.
Of course not.
It was about the Mets. Even though he challenged him to a debate, he didn't want to attack Tommy. And as soon as Tommy said 2 words, and those 2 words were no biggie,
yes,
Frank got unleashed.
Or the other phrase, if the season ended today.
That too, yes.
That's the one that gets you immediate and apt rebuttal. It doesn't end today.
And Tommy knew that, right? You knew as soon as you said go no biggie, he was going to lose it on you.
Damn it.
I've been waiting a while to say that to Frank the Tank, and it did not disappoint.
Well, good work, Tommy. We appreciate it. Sean Morash, who won that debate in your mind?
Definitely not the audience would be my first answer. I actually think Tommy won the debate because you know what? My big takeaway was.
Okay, what are you taking away from Tommy and what are you taking away from Frank?
All right, so Tommy remained calm through the whole thing, and my big takeaway from Frank is, unfortunately, I think Frank talks a big game more on Twitter than Tommy does.
So I got to respectfully disagree.
Okay, all right.
So the takeaway from Tommy, and maybe this is because we listen to Tommy all the time, is no biggie. The Mets are going to be okay. And it just kind of doesn't resonate with me. I'm telling you, the amazing finishes thing resonates because he's so right.
When it comes to the actual Met debate, with all due respect, I think Frank kicked his ass. In the Met debate.
He did.
Now, you're right. He didn't come out personally attacking Tommy, but his points stuck. They haven't had a comeback all year.
Yeah.
He's right. If you're making a DVD of amazing comebacks from 2025, it's empty.
But
there's nothing on it.
I can't believe I'm debating.
And he's right about the Jose Iglesias stuff, the OMG.
The baiter.
He's right.
But you know where he lost me? In all honesty. We talk about shake back and forth. The Mets do not have a better chance of getting no hit tonight than they do winning a baseball game.
Until
he
they
hammered
get
it on 3
no
times.
heat. Until they get no hit.
You think they could get no hit tonight?
Well, I mean, Jacob hasn't been good enough as of late to get no hit. He's lost 4 of his last 5 or whatever it is. But a couple of those, he struck out like 8 or 9 guys.
And also keep in mind, Sean, the Mets just got no hit for 8 1/3 innings.
Okay.
If you look at the end of last night's game.
That's a good point.
I mean, it just got basically perfected.
I don't want to speak for Tommy, but I will say this. After that debate back and forth, if we are living in a world at 10 o'clock tonight where Jacob deGrom has actually no-hit the Mets, Tommy, I think positive Tommy now has to fail to exist.
Yeah. He's got to get sent to Mars.
Honestly, if that happens,
go live on Mars.
That's it, man.
There's a rover up there for you. There's no life, at least not currently.
Right.
There probably was water about 5 or so million years ago.
Yeah.
But you're screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed.
No, I don't think so. I think you just no big, eat it, and you move on.